In a recent episode of The Five, tensions flared as Greg Gutfeld expressed his frustration towards co-host Jessica Tarlov over her suggestion that political violence is a phenomenon occurring on both ends of the political spectrum, particularly after the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk. Gutfeld's strong reaction aimed to scrutinize Tarlov's perspective, drawing attention to his view that such violent incidents predominantly originate from the left rather than the right. During a heated discussion, while they were delving into details about Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter in Kirk's case, Gutfeld interjected, insisting that the critical question was not about more facts regarding the shooter, but rather, why does this kind of violence seem to happen only on the left and not at all on the right? His assertion was an attempt to highlight what he perceives as a glaring discrepancy in the narrative around political violence. Tarlov attempted to counter Gutfeld's point by mentioning the name of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman, who was murdered earlier by a man posing as a police officer. She aimed to showcase that violence can also stem from the right side of the political aisle. However, Gutfeld was unyielding and challenged Tarlov's reference, questioning whether she had even known Hortman's name before the incident occurred. "None of us had heard of her before she was killed," he stated emphatically. His argument centered on the idea that the focus of public discussion around political violence is heavily skewed, suggesting that there was little awareness or media demonization regarding Hortman prior to her tragic death. Tarlov pushed back, asking if that meant Hortman was of less significance in the broader discussion about political violence. Gutfeld retorted passionately, dismissing her argument as misdirection and emphasizing that the violent act against Hortman came from someone who personally knew her, making it a targeted crime rather than a politically motivated attack like the one seen in Kirk's case. Wrapping up his argument, Gutfeld declared that the idea of both sides being responsible for political violence is no longer valid. "We simply don't care about your both sides argument." That narrative is finished. He made it clear that in his view, the focus should remain on the specific left-wing incidents following Kirk's assassination. In the wake of Kirk's assassination at a recent event at Utah Valley University, Gutfeld has not held back in discussing the implications of this brutal act. During his show, Gutfeld, he spoke solemnly about the implications of losing such a prominent figure, suggesting that the act of killing a political figure only serves to amplify the power of their ideas. He rhetorically asked, why was Charlie assassinated? It wasn't about his ideas, but about the fact that he was incredibly talented and effective. Gutfeld pointed out historical precedents, mentioning how the assassinations of leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy, and Abraham Lincoln did not eliminate their legacies. Instead, their ideas continued to resonate globally, implying that Charlie's influence would similarly endure and potentially grow even stronger due to the tragedy of his death. If you want to kill an idea, the worst thing you can do is kill the man behind it, he concluded, signifying the paradox that violent acts against key figures only serve to elevate their ideologies further in societal consciousness.